Welcome to Moonlight Madness, and today we're doing the signs of the air of Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising for 2022. And the decks I'll be using today are Doreen Virtue and Radleigh Valentine's collaboration of the Faery Tarot Oracle, which I've had since 2015. It's quite worn, it's my favourite. The reason I stick with it is because I got the cards for a birthday present. I got given some money for my birthday, and at the time I didn't know what to do with it. Then I found this deck, and the colours called to me, the imagery called to me. And the funny part was I kind of predicted that I had to go home in a big hurry, that I just had to up and leave. It was instinctual. It was based on intuition. It was based on feeling safe. And I was told to warn the friend, which would have been my best friend from school, from elementary, from public school days of places like the Junction. Her name's Amy Horrell, and she was living there at the time, and I Facebooked messaged her and said, you need to go home. And I can't tell you what it is, but it's going to be massive. If you don't leave the state now, you may not get back to your family in time for this huge thing that's going to happen. And I didn't, this was before the pandemic, and before all of that stuff, before the bushfires. But what I also got was a huge body of water. I got that there was going to be a flood. So when I moved, there was a flood in 2011 in Brisbane. And then on the way back, I got a vision of another flood. And I was at a crossroads whether to stay in Newcastle or go to Brisbane. And my best friend Tanya, who I used to work with in a pharmacy situation, I said to her, which way do I go? It's going to flood either way. She goes, just go with your gut. So I went to Brisbane, and it was a really good 5 years of my life. I really enjoyed Brisbane. I met some amazing people, a community of people that were in the makeup industry as well, because I brushed shoulders with some of the best makeup artists that currently now are teachers of Lancome, of Revlon, of Shiseido. I've worked with the best makeup technicians, and they're all from different cultures and different backgrounds and ethnicities. But what I learned was I had to listen to my gut. So when you have a really strong urge to leave, you've got this vision that if you don't leave the state building home, something dreadful is going to happen. You should act on it. And being a psychic medium, I work with water. I've got a lot of water in my chart. I have Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio moons, and I'm an Aquarian with a Gemini trine and a fire Sagittarius Aries rising. So I've got a Sagittarian moon and an Aries rising. So I've got a lot of fire, but I've got a hell of a lot of water and a lot of air. And so we operate on hunches and air signs. Geminis in particular are quite psychic. Scorpio, very psychic. They are the FBI. They're pretty much the FBI undercover cops of the program. And so I'm always assessing a situation. And if I get a bad vibe or I read the room and it's not good, I exit the stage building left, and I try and find ways to protect myself. In saying that, I'm an air sign, so I'm an Aquarian. And so my first port of call would be, I'm looking at in this deck today, is the deck of Doreen Virtue, but also the map, the Enchanted map by Colette, Baron-Reid. And we're having the deck, which is this one, the Wild Wisdom of the Faery Tarot deck by Lucy Cavendish, and artwork by Selena Fennick, which is beautiful artwork. There's the cards that I've gone to. So the Princess of Winter is myself. I'm reading for air. They are very unpredictable personal situation. Excuse my throat. Currently struggling with glandular fever. Been on meds for the last 3 days, and my throat and my body has been on fire. Fever. The need to communicate clearly. An indigo child or adult. The Princess of Winter is a student of the intellect. She endlessly is curious about everything. She can differentiate between the truth or a lie in seconds, and knows facts and figures that will astound you. If there's an exciting new idea being tossed around, you can bet your last dollar the princess was in the concept from the beginning. She's on the blueprints of the amazing thing that she's creating. She's logical, she's realistic, but that can make her a bit difficult to get close to. She can be extremely guarded. She keeps her emotions fairly well guarded, so she can have a harsh tongue. She often delivers the message, don't shoot the messenger, take the message as being well-meaning, but try not to take offense to how she delivers it, because sometimes she's unattached and doesn't know how to be emotional. And if she does, she's not going to reveal that to you. Truly, she doesn't mean to hurt your feelings. She was just being bluntly honest. So try to focus on the message, not the messenger. The little fairy from the Ace of Winter is now an adult. It is her companion. She is fully grown into her inner strength and is now a powerful young woman. But be careful, her words can be as fierce as her companion's growl. And I can pick up on energy, and I don't like certain people, even when I first meet them. And if they're displaying body language that doesn't marry up with what they're saying, then I immediately put them on I go on the offense or the defense. So I'm assessing how I vibe with what their body language is telling me and what they're telling me. And that's how I can figure out what's going on. So you've got the Emperor crossing in, and the Emperor is he's the Emperor, right? So he's all four kings put together. He's the King of Swords. He's the King of Pentacles, the King of Cups. He's the King of Pentacles, Cups, King of Swords, and King of Fire. So he's all four rolled into one. He's compassionate about the earth. He's compassionate about the world events. He's like talking with Queen Elizabeth or King Charles III. Any dream needs love, and he can also represent Taurus energy and passion to grow, but it also takes a lot of careful thinking and good leadership. Staying organised with a methodical plan can be important to fulfilling your life purpose. It's very easy to get caught up in the excitement of your dreams and then forget the important details. Preparation at the beginning will save you a great deal of time that you can use to bring your plans to life. You have what it takes, it says, to do what you need to do, to be a skillful and sympathetic leader, to communicate your vision, find words that inspire but also show your heartfelt concern for those around you. Seek out wise counsel from those who have experience. The globe at the top of the Emperor, he's holding a globe. It's a scepter, is what they call it, with the world on it. That is his talisman of his power, his world power. So when the king was coronated, he had his scepter, he had his crown jewels, and he had his crown, which that's coming up very soon. He's going to be coronated. So it could also point to this as well, that someone, this very small, minute people are affected by this coronation. You could be part of the royal family and be an air sign. You could be Prince Andrew, who I know is an Aquarian. He's going to be at the coronation. So it says here, your life purpose, you're preparing to do and be a skillful and sympathetic leader. The globe at the top of the Emperor's staff symbolises the concerns of the world are his primary focus. That requires sound judgment. However, the heart shows that compassion for others is also a big part of his decision-making progress. The Emperor stands beneath a rose window, symbolising Christ's 12 disciples and the importance of teamwork, support and leadership. So yeah, he could be like the King or Queen of Swords, which is very blunt, to the point, discernment, all of those things, but he can also be very compassionate if he's a parent as well. And most people that are air signs become more compassionate once they have children. In the past, you've got here the Queen of Autumn. So in the past, there's someone around you who was generous, stylish, gracious, practical, overgiver, loves form and structure, possibly was a parent or a mother figure who, probably doesn't always share emotion, but she's very practical and honest and, stands by your side and is protective of you. So it's talking about a very protective female energy. Taurus, Earth sign, Capricorn, or Virgo is the star signs that I'm picking up for this particular person that was in your past. And so she's the queen. She could be the queen in some minute people's groups. She's like a fairy godmother. She cares about everyone and cannot wait to swoop in and save the day. She's generous and giving, loves to make dreams come true. She adores luxurious and beautiful fabrics. And she could spin straw into gold if you asked her to. Her family means the world to her, and she has the ability to run a small company or a large household. She has a very keen eye for decorating. Her motto is form and function. Form and function. Her tastes are very expensive. She's discerning and picky, but fortunately very good with money. She spends it like crazy and tends to marry well. So that's someone in your past. And you've got here the 8 of Swords. So see how she's looking at the pond and she wants to jump to the other iceberg but not able to, out of fear. This is self-imposed limiting beliefs that you are in your own jail, but your own jail could be your thoughts and emotions. I read this very interesting thing today where it says, thoughts lead to emotions, emotions lead to behaviour. If you can change your thoughts, then your emotions won't send you down a warren hole to spiral. Then you will not exhibit bad behaviour, or you will exhibit better behaviour if your thoughts are clearer and more positive. So that's what I get for that. We've got ego. This is to do with the devil card. So you may have temptations or addictions that you're trying not to buy into. Getting caught up in fear and worry. So you're possibly fearing and worrying things that haven't even taken place yet. This is just your own negative thought process, which is giving you negative emotions, which leads you to negative behaviours, which is indulging in substances and things to try and numb the pain, which leads to consequences that are then beyond your control and you're trying to fix. So it's talking about trying to control the thoughts to stop the emotions, to stop the bad behaviour. It's just a cause and effect. It also talks about being the devil, Capricorn energy. We're in Capricorn season right now, so addictions are going to be more prevalent, especially around Christmas. Christmas was, about indulging with drinking, eating, food. So people are now trying to lose, instead of losing COVID kilos, they're losing Christmas kilos. And so most people are probably on a get health scheme, trying to look after their health, trying to get a clean diet, get rid of toxins from your diet, getting rid of toxic behaviour or toxic people from your energy that stops you then spiralling into a toxic pattern of behaviours, and toxic behaviours lead to toxic actions, which could lead to, the powers that be that will force your hand to fix yourself before you wreck yourself. That's what I got. Someone around you in your future is a Princess of Cups. She may be young or young at heart. She is a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. A new relationship or emotional experiences around you. A compassionate and friend you can share your concerns with. She could be a counsellor, a social worker, or she just wins medals when it comes to listening or journaling or writing or reading romantic novels. She can be very romantic. She can be very emotional, but tends to hide her emotions and her feelings from other people. Possibly she guards it very well, but when you do get her emotions, you'll get all of her. She can be vulnerable when she chooses to be. She can be artistic, she can like to draw, she might be involved in the arts. Behind the scenes, might do volunteer work or funding for the arts. And she's very close to things that are environmental in nature. She cares about the planet, she cares about her people, her friends, her family, and she's going to be the first one there when you're upset and you need support. She will be there unconditionally so you can express your emotions. Then we have the Unity card. This to me is like a religious community. So you might be part of a religious community, whether it be an Anglican church, a Catholic church, or part of a group that practices self-help, like you're going to do domestic violence training on how to protect yourself from being bullied, like I've recently done. That's church-based and also works with the forces. It works with the police force. So it's making sure you realise that certain behaviours shouldn't be tolerated, and you're learning how to protect yourself from being bullied at work or at home. And then you've got renewals. This is you judging yourself. Possibly you're judging yourself very harshly. The Judgment card is saying to you, review the past and present so you can plan a bright new future. Release bad judgments of yourself because that was past and is not who you currently are in the present. So it is saying to you that you're judging yourself harshly and you're your worst enemy. So your thoughts that are negative is your negative thought patterns, and what you did in the past is no longer who you are or who you choose to be. So don't judge yourself. Only God gets to judge. And then in your future, you've got here the King of Summer. This is to do with, again, an older, mature Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces person who is honourable, warm-hearted, maybe in charge of the Arts Foundation or raises money for the Arts Foundation. a romantic partner that you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, getting involved in cultural, creative endeavours. They will stick up for their family and friends. So if you've got anything harsh to say about any of those family and friends, be wise to be careful and mindful, because they are looking after both friends and family that are supporting you. And then we have the Three of Wands. This is to do with keeping an eye on the long term. Have patience, there are more good things to come. Satisfaction from a job well done. You may have 3 boats trying to come in. So you're waiting, you've sent 3 boats or 3 job applications out there, and 3 of them may all come back at the same time. So it's talking about possibly having 3 jobs to choose between, is what it's saying. 3 opportunities for growth and good fortune, which is handy. Or you may end up juggling 2 or 3 jobs in the meantime. So we have then the intention card, which is the egg and the owl, and the owl's got a, a wand, I guess, like Harry Potter. That's 22. 2 and 2 is, we're still in 2022 until the 19th of January, which then becomes 2023 in the Chinese calendar. So I'm still saying it's 2022. Nothing will change until 2023 as far as I'm concerned. But you can put the intention out now for after the Chinese New Year, which is in a couple of days' time. They celebrate it all week. And then it officially becomes the lucky rabbit, the rabbit's foot. And rabbit's foot used to be put on a key ring back in the day when you wanted good luck. So this is the year of good luck. Hopefully some people get abundance and good luck instead of last year's risky behaviour, which is with the tiger. They take a lot of risks, and sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. Your objectives will be fulfilled at this time. Inspired intentions are like magic arrows shot into the sky. The universe is bringing you a gift, showing you that you're hitting your mark. Recognize that you're not the one who has to do all the work. However, others help you co-create reality. You connect to the power of your intention, sending it out into the field, and allow for synchronicity to work its magic. Perhaps the good intentions of others will inspire you to send out beautiful ones of your own. Own the life you want to lead. Live it deliberately and clarity and detachment. Then you have a field of dreams. Some of you may be studying a new area. So you may have started off a new form of study last year. It's the first part of that study. So it could be business studies, and now you want to go continue those studies into the second year. So you're becoming then a secondary student, and then you'll master it by the end of this year. Business is always good if it's paired with science. Science and business go hand in hand. And if you don't have a business savvy marketing strategy, then how can you sell a scientific-based idea or scientific-based medical discovery without the marketing and strategy and how to make money from it, how to sell it? This is a salesman's quality, the field of dreams. It's a hatchlings beginning to hatch. It's a perfect time to harness the field of vast potential you're not yet realised in your life. Great abundance is yours if you're willing to do the work. Be clear about your thoughts. It's alongside the gentle gardener. Concentrate on your best life, regardless of the temporary outer conditions imposed upon you by the greater world, which has its own story to tell. You would have a basket full of seeds that are quite powerful, for your talents are divinely inspired and will indeed lead to a great harvest to be shared with others. You will reap what you have sown. Dream big, dream beautiful, take action and tend to the garden of your life and experience the extraordinary. So it's saying all good things have to start with a seed. It has to start with an intention, an egg that has yet to form into its brilliant self. Then we have here from the Magic Fairy, Wild Wisdom of the Fairy Oracle Guidebook by Lucy Cavendish, the Shimmer card. This reminds me of Vampire Diaries, when they used to turn their glamour on to get people to they could then take blood from them, or get them to do sexual acts to them, or get them to do things for them. So it's talking about putting your best foot forward